Hi, Mia. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for joining. I'm going to do a quick shout out today, or today, like right now, but later today, I'll do another live stream. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining. Shout out to Elia. Shout out to Matt, Christy. I'm doing well. How is everyone doing? Thank you for asking. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Mia. I appreciate your support, everyone's support here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. It means a lot to me that all of you support, jump in on the live stream. I appreciate it. Or when you're commenting on my content. I appreciate it so much. It makes me so happy. So thank you. Shout out to Summer. Shout out to Kim. Also leave a like if you enjoy. Shout out to Hannah, Montana. Shout out to Tice. Shout out to Milan. Shout out to Iris. Shout out to Sarah. Bye, Matt Christie. Have a great day. Shout out to Bagav or Bagav. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Leave a like if you're enjoying these live streams. Shout out to Tegan. Shout out to Ekrin. Excuse me. Shout out to Alina. Shout out to Fred. Leave a like if you like this live stream. Shout out to Trisha. Shout out to Cash. Shout out to Bryce. Shout out to Nisa. Shout out to David. Shout out to Braxton. Shout out to Jude or Jode, sorry. Shout out to Elia. Shout out to Ajit. Excuse me. Shout out to Savannah. Shout out to Vanity. Shout out to Darla. Shout out to Keelan. Thank you for subscribing. Also like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Shout out to Aubrey. Shout out to Musa. Shout out to Clara. Shout out to Sanvi. Oops. Shout out to Sanvi. Shout out to Elliot. Leave a like if you're enjoying the shout outs. Shout out to Ezra. Shout out to Alexa. Shout out to Javian. Shout out to Isabel. Shout out to Samara. Shout out to Johan. Shout out to Allison. Shout out to Layla. Shout out to Lily Rose. Leave a like if you enjoy this live stream. Let's try to get to 100 likes. Shout out to Luca. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Komal. Shout out to Paula. Shout out to Kitty Cat. Shout out to Saloni. Shout out to Jordan. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to these people. Thank you so much for being here. On to the next page. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, if you enjoy the shout outs. I would truly appreciate it. Subscribe. Shout out to Dion. Shout out to Jenny. Shout out to Dua. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Trenton. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Lucy. Shout out to Caleb. Shout out to Sophia. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Nunes. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Adeline. Shout out to Eloisa. Shout out to Basan. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Purity. Shout out to Arham. Shout out to Harrison. Thank you for subscribing. Like and subscribe if you enjoy these live streams. Check out my other content. I would truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Grace. Shout out to Lillian. Shout out to Emma. Shout out to Rosabelle. Please like this live stream. Let's try to get to 100 likes. Shout out to Scarlett. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Honey. Shout out to Miriam. Shout out to Mondira. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Hannah. Shout out to Julia. Shout out to Kim. Shout out to Hansi. Shout out to Tito. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Osman. Shout out to Kiki. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to OMZ. Shout out to Mira. Shout out to Luthando. Shout out to Arena. Shout out to Matilde. Matilde. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Phoenix. Shout out to Rama. Give this shout out a like if you're enjoying the shout outs. Shout out to Almeida. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Primrose. We're almost halfway there to 100 likes. Shout out to Maja. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Anaya. Shout out to Rosa. Shout out to Naduma. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to Millie May. Shout out to Marnie. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Let's try to get to 100 likes. Also subscribe if you like these live streams. Check out my other content. I hope you can subscribe and join our little family. Shout out to Jasir. Shout out to Kleshton. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Rhiannon. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Shyla. Or Shayla. Sorry. Shout out to Amy. Shout out to Zayden. Shout out to Amani. Shout out to Carmen. Leave a like if you're enjoying this live stream. Shout out to Jace. Shout out to Anna. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Julian. Shout out to Damayant. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Selena. Shout out to, thank you Selena for subscribing. Shout out to Damayanti. Sorry if I messed up your name. Shout out to Masha. Shout out to Daniela. Shout out to Binuki. Leave a like. We're almost at 100 likes. Leave your name if you want me to shout you out. Write your name in the chat. Shout out to Roxy. Shout out to Ahana. Shout out to Sophie. Shout out to Lowen. Shout out to Maya. Whoops, shout out to Maya. Thank you for teaching me how to pronounce your name. Shout out to Ashik. Shout out to Ariana. Shout out to Paulina. Leave a like. We're almost there to 100 likes. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Shaminda. Shout out to Etta. Shout out to Narman. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Bradley. Shout out to Isabel. Shout out to Akaza. Only 24 more likes to 100. Like and subscribe if you enjoy these live streams. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to Aubrey. Shout out to Rabza. Shout out to Fatima. Shout out to Evie. Shout out to Gaming Zone. Thank you so much for subscribing. Shout out to Kenzie. Shout out to Aryan. Shout out to Lena. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Valentina. Shout out to Noah. Shout out to Namal. Shout out to Isabella. Shout out to Ida. Shout out to Aaliyah. Shout out to Kaden. Shout out to Leisha. Shout out to these people. Leave a like. We're almost at 100 likes. On to the next page. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Saifullah. Shout out to Duma. Shout out to Davina. Shout out to Faith. Shout out to Jade. Shout out to Dana, or Dana, sorry. Shout out to Nicole. Shout out to Michelle. Shout out to these people. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Daniela. Shout out to Joy. Shout out to Tuan. Shout out to Azariah. Shout out to Bonnie. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Shout out to Anissa. Shout out to Ranja. Shout out to Kanao. Or Kaneo, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Yorichi. Or Yorishi, sorry. Leave a like. We're almost at 100 likes. We're almost there. Shout out to Vida. Or Vita, sorry. Shout out to Safai. Or Safai, sorry. Shout out to Tala. Shout out to Manal. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Cam Cam. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Muna. Shout out to Akaza. Only 6 more likes to 100 likes. Shout out to Camila. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Lion. Shout out to Ethan. Shout out to Salish. Shout out to Lucy. Shout out to Kaishapi. Shout out to Anthony. Shout out to Nada or Nada. Shout out to Lobby. Thank you for subscribing. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my live streams. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to Taida. Shout out to Rabia. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Lily Ann. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Marina. Shout out to Ebby. Shout out to Shali, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Noom and Mia. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Karina. Shout out to Dixon. Shout out to Tanisha. Shout out to Mavisha. Shout out to Lexi. Shout out to Freya. Thank you for subscribing. And shout out to Sebastian. Shout out to these people. I will do a live stream later today. So please subscribe so you know when I will do another live stream for longer. Okay, I'll do a longer live stream later today. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe. If you check out my content, if you like my content, please subscribe. Please join the family. I will see you later today. Have a great night or a great day. Take care. Bye.